All right, so we are on to day 115 of going through my old journal. The quote for today says, sorry, I've got two cats in my way in front of me. Yes, I'm a cat lady, obviously. I said, okay, so the quote says, "And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul." And then it says, "Does the quote stir up a sense of adventure within you? What adventures are on your horizon? If you don't have any adventures planned, then write an itinerary of adventures for next year." Okay, already at the beginning, I think my response to this now will be a little bit different than what I have here. So if you're following along, just take a second to think about what your response to this might be. And let's see what I wrote. So, does the quote stir up your sense of adventure? Oh, actually, maybe this is relevant because it was kind of like into the forest. So I said, honestly, no. Okay, yeah. No, this is still relevant. I said, I've dated people who are really into the outdoors and seem to have a strong connection to nature. So I've seen what that's like for other people, but haven't experienced it much myself. I don't mind camping or being outdoors. I'd even say I like it to some degree. I just don't experience any overwhelming sense of joy or freedom like others seem to experience. And I think people are just different, because it seems like there's some people who are just like mountain people and they love to like go hiking and be in the mountains, and they do seem to like get energized from that sort of thing. That's not me. I feel more like I like water. Like whenever we went camping, my favorite part was always like the place where we would camp. They had a swimming area, and so I love to go swimming. And you know, I like going to the beach. I like being around water. So maybe I'm that type of person, like a water person, not like a forest person. Let's see. I said there's some degree of nostalgia when I smell burning wood or go outside early in the morning sometimes that takes me back to when I was young and we'd go camping every summer. I've been feeling a bit more nostalgic for it over the past few months as I've gotten into astrology and trying to connect more with the natural world. And I think I've talked a little bit about like astrology with this. For me, the way I like astrology is not, like I've said before, like I'm very analytical, and so I don't see a way that like astrology and when you were born and all that stuff like could affect your life. Like I haven't seen evidence for that. I don't necessarily believe that all of that stuff is true, but I think it's kind of fun and interesting to just kind of think about it, because I mean, there are planets and there are stars out there. So it is kind of interesting to me to like look at how they're moving and, you know, things like that, and to be thinking about, you know, more conscious of, you know, that there's a whole universe outside of the earth than just, you know, us right here. So yeah, like to me, astrology has been kind of fun. Yeah, and that's how I've felt like I've connected a little bit more with the world of like, you know, kind of being more connected with the moon cycles and the seasons and things like that. I said I'd like to become more connected and grounded, but I'm not going to force it. I will say that I've seemed to feel more connected to the ocean than the mountains or the forest, which I guess makes sense because I'm a water sign. And then I put LOL. And I said, hoping to start feeling more adventurous once I'm caught up in school or work. Otherwise, I won't really enjoy my adventures. And yeah, that's been the case for me lately. Like, if you take adventures outside of, you know, going off into the forest or whatever, I used to love traveling and, you know, just seeing different parts of the world and experiencing different things. And it started probably about 5 or 6 years ago, maybe longer, maybe more like 10 years ago. I enjoyed that, like less and less as I did it. And I think a part of it is just like I had kind of like traveled and done so many things that the stuff wasn't new to me or as exciting to me. And then also, I didn't really have a good partner to do that with. And I had tried to do things on my own. I tried doing couch surfing because, you know, that kind of like gives you a connection with somebody when you're there. But I just wasn't enjoying it. It wasn't feeling like as much of an adventure. It was more like stressful to me than, you know, kind of adventurous or enjoyable. And I think part of that was kind of, especially in the past few years when I've tried to travel, I'm just always worried about like, well, when I get back, I have, you know, I have all this work, or, you know, I've got all this stuff to do. And so I don't think I'll like realistically be able to enjoy that much without, while I've got all this other stuff on my plate. And that's kind of why I've opted for the vacations that I've gone on lately. Like I just, you know, last week I went on a trip for my birthday, but I didn't like go anywhere crazy. I went a place that's like an hour or two away from where I live. I just kind of like to stay more close to home now and just kind of like find things that are not really adventurous, just more like relaxing to kind of decompress. So yeah, I don't know, maybe there's adventures in my future, but for now, I'm not really feeling all that adventurous. So anyway, I guess that's all I have for this, and I will be back tomorrow with day 116.